as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Live from Pringle Field on the campus of Riverdale High School.
Here's the fielder, number 10, Colton Seitz.
So a very nice warm welcome to the batter's box as Colton Seitz steps up at the home half of the fourth. 3-1. Seahawks lead over the Raiders in varsity baseball action. Reed Harris still on the mound for the Cape Coral Seahawks, having a very nice performance. And Seitz is going to watch the opening pitch go overhead for the ball. The 1-0. That's going to nearly hit the dirt. Another one low, 2-0. Very exciting season up ahead. The 2016 regular season baseball schedule for the Raiders consists of 25 matchups with 11 home games, 8 road contests, and 6 tournament meetings. There's Seitz watching another one down for a ball 3. Now 3-0. All of those tournament meetings will take place at historic Terry Park and downtown Fort Myers. Raiders no stranger to that venue, and look at Seitz there. He nearly tossed a bat, but he takes a strike one, as that one was off to the far right side. Just hit the strike line there. Got a little too excited. That's been a theme in tonight's game. Swings and misses. Now a full count on our hands. Pressure on for Colton Seitz, playing the left field once again in tonight's game. Keep in mind that the pair of Raider baseball games that we have this week are both preseason matchups, so the 2 meetings will not count in those stats. And that's going to be a foul ball. Barely hits the tip of Seitz' bat. We'll have another payoff in just a moment. So if you were to include our pair of preseason games this week, Riverdale would end the regular season in 2016 with 13 home games. Very nice amount as we ring in the new year of baseball. Payoff. That got the bat foul. And, yeah, once again, another barely situation. Yeah, you can hear the ping up here in the press box, and you hear the Raider teammates encouraging him. They're making a lot of noise. I would think that'd be a little nerve-wracking if you're the batter, and that's going to ring him up, struck him out. He was watching, and he was treading his way down first. He thought he was being walked, but he is rung up looking.
Batting next for your Raiders, catcher number 7, Tyler Prell.
Tyler Prell batting next, catcher for the Raiders. That really has to be a very disappointing situation for Colton Seitz. I mean, he starts off the count 3-0, tips 2 pitches foul, and then watches one go right by him off to the edges, barely made its way inside. This is another pitch inside for a strike 1 to Prell. Prell struck out swinging in his last at-bat. In the second inning, nails it up the middle and out to center field. And a bouncing ball, and Tyler Prell has his first hit of the ball game as he digs in comfortably on first.
Next batter for your Raiders, number 14, Carson Palmquist.
Carson Palmquist on the way up to the batter's box. Palmquist, the starting pitcher in today's game, was eventually replaced last inning by Kyle Adorno, as this is going to be a chip shot out of the stadium down left field for a strike 1. Bottom of the fourth we are here at Riverdale High School, Pringle Field. 3-1 Seahawks lead. Tyler Prell on first with 1 out. Taking a moderate lead off, not looking like anything too concerning. Right now, Harris taking a lot of nods at his catcher here. That's very interesting. And finally, a timeout is going to be called here. Yeah, he was just shaking his head up and down a large amount of times. Well, that's the pitcher-catcher communication. So, to the average fan, you may not understand any of that. Heck, even if you're a press box volunteer, you may not know what any of that means. Slowly whips it home, and there's the strike number 2. Now 0-2 for the batter Carson Palmquist. Trying to extend Prell further as he stands on first. Oh, and there he goes over the first. That was your pitcher Reed Harris throwing over to check on Prell, who beats the throw way ahead of time with a dive. Oh-2. Makes connection and Palmquist goes down. He fouled it off on that towards the bat handle there, and he just hit right to the ground. He's walking it off, so it may have been a leg. Yeah, got him on the inside ankle from what we hear, and he's going to have to shake that one off for a few moments. That definitely does not feel good. I can tell you that right now. Just went right off the bat, hit him with what looks like the right ankle there, but he's walking. Seems to be shaking it off, so that's a good sign for Palmquist. Very talented starting pitcher, so we don't want to risk him getting shaken up. Taking another 0-2 deal on the way with 1 out. At the home half of the 4th, that was close, and Palmquist jumped way out of the way on that one for the ball. I think he was remembering that last pitch. He didn't want to take any chances, so he held back and jumped out of the way for safety. See, now that's something I would do if I were a batter. The next one, that's hammered down third foul. Prell was halfway over the second, and he'll head back to first as a result of the foul ball. So, very lengthy at-bat here once again for Carson Palmquist. 1-2 is the at-bat. Pitch count. And 3-1 is your score. Cape Coral in the lead. Over the first base once again. And Prell's in time. Reed Harris, he's been one of those pitchers who really likes to worry about those first base runners. Prell, not even taking too large of a lead off, but there are some fast guys out there, so I wouldn't want to take any risks either. As this has some nice air time out of the ballpark in left field. Another foul ball. Palmquist, he's getting good connection with the ball, but just can't land anything fair right now. A lot of sights and sounds here at the ballpark, Pringle Field. Fans with some light chatter. Concession stands are open, and they're just right underneath us, so a lot of chatter going on down there as well. People working hard to complete some food orders, as this is a bouncer to first base and a ground out to end the at-bat for Carson Palmquist. Looks like Tyler Prell managed to get over to second. So it's a bittersweet situation there for the Raiders. Palmquist is out. Second man retired for the Raiders here at the bottom half of the 4th, but Prell gets over to second base. Up comes Velez. He has not been on the base pads tonight. Watches the pitch go by for a strike. Looks over to Prell, and Reed Harris fires home, which is low and away for a ball. Now tied up count at 1-1. Seahawks leading by 2 points here. And Prell over on second, threatening to cut that deficit. If he can somehow do it, that'll make the score 3-2 in advantage at Cape Coral. Velez feeling a lot of pressure right now. I'm sure of it. That is going to be outside, 2-1. It's now 8:26 here at the ballpark in Southwest Florida. Nearly an hour and a half into this ball game. And at the home half of the 4th, keep in mind, as always, High school baseball games consist of 7 innings, unless if we have extras. And Velez is going to call a timeout here as he steps out, knocks some of the dirt off of his cleats, and takes some practice swings. Yeah, pitcher seemed like he was just about to go into the windup there, and all of a sudden, home plate umpire says time. All right, so man on second, 2 outs. Going over the second base was Prell, and Timmy's safe. A little bit of a big worry there all of a sudden for the Raiders because Prell didn't even slide into second. He just hopped his way back on the bag and barely beat the tag as well. 2 balls and 1 strike to Velez and 2 outs. Cape Coral hoping to keep their advantage at 3-1 heading into the 5th. Can they do it? Well, at least not right now, as this is going to be out on the edges. Now 3-1 is your count for Joel Velez. Was hoping that he can make some contact with the ball, but a walk would also be great because he has not been on base thus far in the contest. But right now, your concern is just focusing on that runner on second base, and there's the walk for Joel Velez. Once again, first time he's been on board in tonight's game. Now man on second, man on first. And batting next is Colin Azevedo. And now another big meeting on the mound for the infield for Cape Coral. And a stoppage. Once again, it's your preseason opener for the Raiders, game 1 of 2 this week. 2 preseason games. You have game 1 tonight, of course, what you are listening to right now on the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network. And also, you have, oh wow, nice music here. You also have a game on Thursday night, 7 p.m., Riverdale versus Canterbury. And this tune is really getting the players fired up here. That's what's great here about these baseball games. During meetings or sudden breaks in the action, we always have the great sound effects and small tunes to play, you name it.
Next batter for your Raiders, center fielder number 3, Colin Azevedo.
Here's Colin Azevedo on the way with 2 on and 2 out. Going over to second, to Prell, who's tied up, but he's in time. He got his leg stuck there with the second. That was the shortstop, pardon me, making the catch there, trying to cover the bag before Prell got there, but Prell's able to get back in time. Once again, not taking too large of a lead off, so don't
make me mix and head dance, you guys. Let's go.
Doesn't take much time at all for him to just trot his way back to second. A dive really is not necessary. He's Azevedo. Look at this wild pitch. It's a pass ball, and both runners are going to advance. Wow. So that's Prell now on third and Joel Velez on second. 2 runners in scoring territory. It's an ideal situation for Colin Azevedo with a 1-0 count. If he can just make a hit, this can be some real damage and advantage of the Raiders. Once again, Cape Coral up by 2. 3-1 is the score. Talk on the mound with the pitcher and Angel Mena, the third baseman. He'll head back to third, and here comes the 1-0 pitch to Colin Azevedo. A veto chant is now on the way from the Raider dugout. That's his nickname, Vito. It's on the way, and that's gonna be knocked foul. Down the right side in front of the Raider dugouts, tied up, 1 ball, 1 strike. They start the veto chant up again as he prepares for the 1-1. Off the hands of Harris. And to the edges for a ball. Right now, Reed Harris is a very talented pitcher, still showing a lot of strength out there on the mound. He's been the pitcher for Cape Coral ever since the start of the ball game, but Raiders trying to find a way to work around him on the base pads. The throw home. It's a strike 2 off to the right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Very crucial deal right here coming up from Reed Harris, hoping to get out of the 4th inning alive for the Raiders. Very long bottom half of the 4th. That's not a bad thing with the Raiders, who have been struggling for most of the game out to right field, and that's going to be wide right of the first base side foul. So, big opportunity. Fans started rising to their feet, and that is going to be a foul ball. Man. Now, if that got down fair, I would think you would have both runners coming home. That would tie up the game if it happened. This hits the dirt. And now look at this, full count. Alright, very intense pressure here. If it's outside and Vito were to take first, and that would lead up the base pads, or load up rather. He's looking for a hit anyhow, because that'd be the most damage. Here's the payoff on the way. Does it make its way inside? No! It's going to head to the backstop, and the runner comes home from third to score. And that was number 17 on third base coming home for the Raiders.
Next batter for your Raiders, second baseman, number 15, Daniel Kaler.
So we're alive now. That's the good thing. The Raiders are back in it, as the wild pitch from Vito is going to bring home the runner on third. Raiders now down by just 1. Here's a Kaler chant now as Daniel Kaler's on the way up. Joel Velez is over on third base as a result of that wild pitch. And Vito is on first. Colin Azevedo having a nice night so far. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Oh, that's high and outside back behind the ballpark. Over the safety netting, foul. Maybe one of the fans can track that down for a souvenir ball. Well, they've had a chance at a few of them if they really wanted to. 0-1. Now to Kaler. Reed gets the signal, throws home, and look at that. Azevedo is going to steal second with the throw. Reed Harris didn't notice it. The catcher, Matt McDade, didn't notice it. And now, runners on third and second. Great opportunity for Kaler. Tying run on third. Go ahead on second. So, very clutch situation for the batter, Daniel Kaler. Let's hope Kaler can poke something through at the 0-2. Down. Oh, yes. To the shortstop. Throw first. He's safe. Wait. Yeah, he's safe. And now another run comes home. Raiders score 2. And the momentum is back, ladies and gentlemen. Raiders take the lead for the first time. It's 4-3. Joel Velez is hyped up as he comes home to score, along with Colin Azevedo. And the Raiders are up 4-3 at the bottom of the 4th.
Shortstop number 1, Tyler Yeager.
So Tyler Yeager comes up, and this ballpark is much more lively as the Raiders take the lead. It didn't look like they would have it, but they did what seemed like the impossible. And look at this, it's another steal over the second, and it's successful. Wow, Kaler beat out that throw with the slide. And now Kaler's in scoring territory. My goodness, it's a big breeze of momentum for your Riverdale Ball Club here at the bottom of the 4th. But that was just chopped over to the shortstop area. Throw to the first was close, but Kaler was in time. Gave time for both Velez and Azevedo to come home. Velez from third, Azevedo to second, and They both score, giving the Raiders the lead by 1. Here's another one down in the corners for a ball 2. Now 2-0 here for the batter Tyler Yeager. Now Raiders can focus on trying to extend the damage as we head into your middle portion of the ball game. 2-0, and that's also going to be wide. 3-0 for Tyler Yeager. So runner on second with 2 outs. Daniel Kaler on second. The former JV player, he's had a very impressive night. Now hoping to score again for the Raiders as Yeager takes a strike up the middle. Once again, Raiders take the lead for the first time here at the home half of the 4th, 4-3. Yeager hoping to increase the damage. And Yeager will, or pardon me, that was Daniel Kaler making his way back over to second. Reed Harris looked over there on second, but didn't release a throw. Makes you wonder how Reed Harris is going to stay in this. There's some action in the Cape Coral bullpen right now. Ripped and missed. Full count to Yeager. Yeah, Reed Harris's pitches may be numbered now as there's some warm-ups being thrown down there. It's possible we may see a new hurler on the mound for Cape Coral come the 5th inning. This is over the second once again with a check on Daniel Kaler. And Harris is not going to get what he wants. So Kaler able to dive in once again, showing some great concentration. Yeager is just trying to increase the damage made. Can he do it here with the payoff? It's a strikeout watching, but the Raiders get the lead 4-3 heading into your 5th inning. More baseball to come on the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network right after this.
For the Cape Coral Seahawks, catcher number 16, Matt McDade.
Matt McDade is going to start off for the Cape Coral Bats as we head into your 5th inning of play, where your score is 4-3 in advantage of the Riverdale Raiders. 4 runs being batted in for Riverdale at the home half of the 4th. Very long half inning, but the Raiders looking good, and they have the lead that they wanted as a ball 1 is going to be tossed in there by new pitcher number 17, Colby Davis for the Raiders. He is the 3rd pitcher for the Raiders today, throwing off the left hand, and that's another one wide. 2-0. Right now we have some fans in the cheap seats. Once again, if you were a fan last season of the Riverdale Raiders broadcast, you listened in, or maybe even you came out to a few games, you would know what the cheap seats are, as this is going to barely sneak inside for a strike 1. In case if you don't know, we'll explain that to you in just a moment. Underway with inning number 5, Raiders up 4-3, as Davis spikes this one in the dirt to tie up the count. Actually, it's going to be a correction, 3-1. Having a little bit of difficulty seeing off of this new scoreboard we have off of Pringle Field, so I apologize. It's 3-1, and the fastball right down the middle is going to make it a full count. This is going to be hammered out to right field, and Matt Hardy's going to make the catch for out number 1. And down goes Matt McDade, the leadoff man for Cape Coral. Alright, so batter now is going to be Andrew Jafarian. Or Brandon Dye, pardon me. So it's going to be Brandon Dye batting 3rd in the order, now stepping up once again. Up in the corners.
Designated hitter number 8, Brandon Dye.
So that's Brandon Dye. Very interesting situation. It seems like both Brandon Dye and Andrew Jafarian are wearing number 8. That's very interesting, and that can lead to a little bit of confusion as far as I know. But it's Brandon Dye we now know at the plate. Starts off 1-1. The next one is going to be touched up on by the bat, but heading foul. Now 1-2. Well, the cheap seats, anyways. Our football field at Riverdale High School, it's connected to Pringle Field. The top seats of the football field just peek out towards the center field here at Pringle Park. Now you have the 1-2 fly ball, and that's going to be caught. Great communication there as Joel Velez is able to produce out number 2. Here at the top of the 5th, Raiders up 4-3.
Boys basketball 176-68 over Gulf Coast. So they'll play Northport for the championship at Northport. Next batter, third baseman number 10, Angel Mena.
Angel Mena is going to be up next batting for Cape Coral, right up the gut to the pitcher Colby Davis, and over to Velez to retire your sides. It's another 3 up, 3 down for your Raiders. 4.5 innings of play, and more baseball to be played as the Raiders are still carrying the lead.
For your Raiders, right fielder number 9, Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy is ready to go as we head into the home half of the 5th. It's 4-3 Raiders in the lead over the Cape Coral Seahawks. New pitcher on the mound for Cape Coral. It's going to be number 4, Tyler Mitchell. The right-hander yanks it home to Matt Hardy. Outer end for ball 1. Very special announcement here at Riverdale High School. Boys varsity basketball team just defeated Gulf Coast 76-66, your final score. District championship is going to be played at Northport on Friday night. So congratulations once again to the boys varsity basketball team. Very talented ball club. Mitchell is going to sneak the second pitch inside, 1-1. Well, we were going to talk a little bit more about the cheap seats anyhow, but we got cut off there by the stop of the inning. So more about that as Hardy watches us go outside, 2-1. Cheap seats, once again, they're the football bleachers. But if you stand on the top step, you can also see the baseball field. Very nice view. It looks like as if you're sitting at center field in a baseball game, in a professional baseball game. So very nice out there. Right now you have 4 people. I will tell you why they just showed up. This is coming back here towards the press box, and foul as it got caught up at the top of the safety netting. Right now that ball is rolling around high up top there. I never knew how they get that down, but they have to, of course, somehow. But either way, right now, Matt Hardy continues on with his at-bat. Leading off here at the bottom of the 5th. With a 3-2 count now. What happened is a lot of our regular baseball fans were actually cheering on the basketball team most likely, so that game ended and a lot of them decided to come over here to support the baseball team. Not a bad decision at all. Alright, now we have the scoreboard updated, and now it's a full count. Okay. So everything's back up to shape, and now the real payoff is going to be outside. Matt Hardy takes first base to lead things off at the bottom of the 5th. Raiders hoping to Raiders hoping to extend the 1-point lead.
Now batting for the Raiders, number 23, Jeremiah Denick.
Jeremiah Denick is coming up for his first at-bat of the ball game, playing as a pinch hitter here. Right-handed swinger. This is way out for a ball 1. Right now it looked like You had the batter Matt Hardy dancing around on first base. So the catcher got a little fooled there. And nice planning as Denick picks up the ball 1. And you'll take a strike one right after that low to tie up the count. Very interesting. We just saw that Matt Hardy, before he took his base for ball 4, he was looking back at the home plate umpire just to make sure he didn't get rung up first. Hack and a miss over the second. And look at that. It's a steal over the second by Matt Hardy. Now a 1-2 updated count to Jeremiah Denick. One on and no out here at the home half of the 5th. That's up and away for the ball. 2. Yeah, you see some of the cheerleaders for the basketball games going over to the baseball field. Some additional fans to go along with them. And right now, they just made the Riverdale baseball experience that much more lively. Take a look at that. Jeremiah Denick had to duck down. That pitch was going right towards his head. Ducks out of the way, and now we have a 3-2 on the way. Once again, this is pitcher Tyler Mitchell coming in place of Reed Harris, the starter. Mitchell throwing his first inning here, and that's a base on balls. And a walk over the first for Jeremiah Denick.
Batter, left fielder number 10, Colton Seitz.
And here's Colton Seitz up once again. He's 0 for 2 today. This is a great opportunity for him to make things right with it. And now he's signaling the bunt. Makes a chop at it, and that's going to hit foul down first. I guess this is a pretty wise decision. I mean, no outs, and you have a runner on second and first. That'll extend both of those base runners over into scoring territory. That is, if things work out properly. I've seen more than plenty of bunt plays turn into double plays, and those are the worst kinds, but so many things can happen in a bunt opportunity. Here's Seitz. Oh, whoa, my goodness, that was way a wild pitch. And runners get over to third and second, and now Seitz doesn't need to bunt anymore because they both advanced. That was the most crazy pitch I've seen tonight. Way over the back of Colton Seitz. That one.
That was somewhere over the rainbow coast.
Straight to the back. Yeah, straight to the back wall there. Somewhere over the rainbow.
Yes, it was. Wow.
And now 1-1 is your count to Seitz. Now he can swing the bat with 2 runners in scoring territory. Let's see how it goes. Swings, and he's a bit too early there. Now 1-2. Fans and players starting to get more crazy now. A little more lively. Raiders can extend the opportunity here to keep things going. Are they making dog noises, or is that an actual dog or a player?
That's a bunch of players in the dugout.
It's a bunch of players, but I'll tell you, they're pretty good at that. I thought it was an actual dog at first, as this is hammered out of play by Seitz down the first base line. But yeah, the players are now making dog noises out there. They're always a funny group. Very different and young team. We had 8 seniors graduate last year, but looks like nothing's changed just a bit here when it comes to cheering their team and their fellow teammates on. Pitcher going to step off the mound here, and a timeout's called. Seitz having a few moments to himself outside the left hand of the box. 1-2 is your count. Bottom of the 5th, very long 5th inning at that. 4-3 Raiders. 8:54 is your time. The deal out to right. That has some fire behind it, and that is way out in the alleyway, foul in right field. He had one of the bullpen pitchers here for Riverdale. He tried to jump over the wall and try to make a nice snag there. But that couldn't work out, and now Seitz is going to take a break here as there's another infield conversation. It looks like that's just going to be between the catcher Matt McDade and Tyler Mitchell, the pitcher on the mound. Hasn't had the best of starts in this game. Began pitching at the home half of the fifth, but Raiders have really been taking some hits out of him. Seitz still dealing here. 1-2. And that is inside. Strikes him out looking. That is his second strikeout looking on the ball game.
Your next Raider batter, catcher number 7, Tyler Perrell.
Tyler Perrell is now up.
Had a single. One for 2 with a single.
1 for 2 today with a single. So this is great news for him. Let's see what he can do with 2 runners in scoring territory. Takes a check swing for a strike. Well, great night here at Riverdale High School. Pretty busy with the athletic department. We had Raider baseball and Raider basketball once again. Boys varsity basketball winning their district contest tonight, and the playoffs will head to the district championships against Northport on Friday night at Northport High School.
And last Friday night, you had your girls win their district championship. First one in 2004, first one in 12 years.
First win in 12 years in the district championship for the girls varsity basketball team last Friday night. So it's been big, great things for the Raider Athletics. Here's a strikeout for Tyler Perrell watching.
Now batting for your Raiders, number 16, Coleman Rust.
That's a big name from last season, Coleman Rost. I remember when he played in the Raider preseason classic last year, he hit a pair of home runs, one in both games, and it really was something awesome as he watches this first pitch hit the dirt. You cannot feed him the fastballs because those are the ones he can absolutely crank to the outfield. Here's another one to the edges for a ball, too.
Feed him one. Go ahead. Feed him a fastball. Just one. Just one. Come on.
Yeah, he can really be challenged by curveballs, and
Come on, kid. Give
it's
him a
not
fastball.
impossible at all for the pitchers
No
to
guts, no
get
glory.
past him. But right now, Coleman Ross, he is great on the fastballs. Whoa, that's way overhead for a ball 3.
Another big rainbow curve.
Another big rainbow curve. Jeff Mitchell throwing some... Yeah, that's Tyler Mitchell. I said Jeff Mitchell accidentally, but...
Over the rainbow curve.
Yeah, Tyler's been throwing a few crazy ones tonight. It happens to every pitcher every once in a while. 3-0 now to Coleman Ross, his first at-bat of the game, and he calls timeout. Has a right-handed swinger. He also hit a homer 1 in the regular season last year. That was in the game against Port Charlotte. 3-0 up, and there's the 4-pitch walk for Coleman Rost. Now runners along the corner for the Raiders as they currently hoist a 4-3 lead over Cape Coral at the top, or the bottom of the 5th rather. And now a meeting.
Next, first baseman number 5, Joel Velez.
And here's good old Joel Velez once again coming up, talking to the third base coach here as there is another talk on the mound here. Looks like we'll play some more short music. This time it's the Mexican hat dance. Not many of the fans seem to be interacting with it. Well, some of them. There we go. Okay, so now you have Cape Coral going back to their positions. My goodness, this has been one disaster of an inning for Cape Coral. Raiders have just kept in it. And this has been the longest half inning without a doubt that this game has seen.
What? No, I'm good.
Joe Velez on the way up. Velez, bases loaded for him here, it looks like. Yes, there is. With 2 outs, so Velez is going to have to see a hit here.
Come on, suicide squeeze.
Suicide squeeze, we're calling it. Here's the opening. Oh, and he gets some airtime with that ball, but it's a foul. 0-1.
No guts, no glory.
Makes you wonder, how longer is this bottom of the 5th going to be? It's 9 o'clock right now, so 2 hours into the contest in your 5th inning. Once again, 7-inning ball games for high school baseball. We will go into extra innings if necessary, as this is going to be a sliding save made by the catcher, Matt McDade. This is a 1-1. Game now very slow moving. 1-1 out in the right field, sparked it, but that's foul and way outside. I don't think anyone's going to be finding that ball, but it's nice to see Velez really just crank that ball. Yeah, the agriculture students are going to pick that one up tomorrow.
Ag kids have that one, they're all over.
Yep. Ag kids do a great job here as well. I believe Coach Pringle is... Oh, and yeah, it's down the first base side, and it's 5-3. One runner comes home to score. There's 2, and here's Coleman Ross holding a 3. He was chugging along, and the Raiders add in another 2 points.
Coleman, there was no way he was going to get in.
My goodness, so 2 runners score for Riverdale, and it's 5-3, and yeah, Coleman Ross, he was...
Center fielder number 3, Colin Azevedo.
Colin Azevedo making his way up, but yeah, without a doubt, Coleman Ross, he was just hustling down around third base. I thought he was going to be the 3rd runner in.
That's a tough corner right there.
Yeah, but he's going to hold back. Really is a big guy out there, but he knows how to crank the ball, so he is a great force and a great addition to Riverdale baseball, as Azevedo is going to hit the first ball foul. Now,
here comes Truck.
It's 6-3 Raiders. Great times here in the press box at Pringle Field.
Sorry, I should have like a truck horn.
We should have a truck horn.
That or a train.
Great idea. Yeah, every time we introduce Coleman Ross, we can have a train or a truck horn. Once again, we have some great times.
Air raid siren.
Oh, 2. An air raid siren. Okay.
Yeah, bombs away. Get it?
Now we're getting creative.
I think it'd be great.
As
Come on.
this is going.
Come on, help me out here. I think that'd be great. Bombs away.
This is going to slide out to the right side.
We're gonna have fun with our next song.
That's a ball out to right field. Fly ball. Is it caught? Yes. All right. So runners stranded, but the Raiders score 2. It's 6-3 your score as we head into the 6th inning at Riverdale High School.
Raiders put 2 more on the board, and they lead the Cape Coral Seahawks, number 19, Luke Schultz.
All right. So you have a new batter up for Cape Coral. It's going to be a pinch hitter. It's going to be Schultz. Scholes, pardon me. New pitcher on the mound as a foul ball heads towards the booth. New pitcher on the mound for the Riverdale Raiders. It's Hunter Tinsley. Raiders really are having a great job of putting out a lot of pitchers on the mound here. There's a strike 2 put in right down the gut. This is pitcher number 4 of the ball game for the Raiders. 0-2 to Scholes. Hits the strike plate for the ball. 6-3 is your score as we head into the top of the 6th. One, 2. It's going to check foul down first base side. Thank you for tuning in to the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network for some Riverdale Raiders baseball. Great night we've had so far in this preseason contest. Our public address announcer, he's having a great time. He's imitating, what is that, a bus? Oh, that headed back towards us again, towards the booth that was high up anyhow, above our window. Well, yeah, that's a train. That was a joke because of Coleman Ross.
Coleman Ross coming around there. I thought someone could die out there.
He was
swinging around there, boy.
Yeah, he swung around third base. He was gunning it right to home.
Like, I'm going to score. Well, wait, maybe I better not.
So our PA announcer, he thinks, oh wait, swung on and missed. Wild pitch throw. The first, there's your out, and Scholes is retired for out number 1 here at the top of the 6th.
How do you say in America? Good job. Alright, letter 2. Next batter for the Seahawks. Number 32, Kagan Smith.
Kagan Smith is going to be batting next for Cape Coral. Well, anyways, yeah, our public address announcer said when Coleman Ross comes up to the plate, they should play a train whistle. He's doing it right now, and that's a really good impression of the ball. Or not the ball, I'm getting the words mixed up now. Huh. Well, the ball is going to come home here.
Somebody help the new guy.
Ball's going to come home here, down low, 1-1. Good just got the words twisted up. A little bit of vocabulary mishap, no problem. 1-1, sparked out deep to center. He drops back for the out for the catch. A little bit of relief there as gloving it up was Colin Azevedo. Oh man, that's a rough start to the 6th inning. 6-3 Raiders on top of Cape Coral. And now, pitcher on the mound.
Next batter for the Seahawks, number 23, P.J. Karst.
P.J. Karst is going to be the next batter for Cape Coral. Another pinch hitter. Right now, the pitcher on the mound is having a talk with Coach Pringle. You have Tyler Prell up there as well on the mound, and it's Hunter Tinsley just having a conversation with Pringle. So they'll have that all settled out in just a moment as P.J. Karst comes up to bat.
Don't want to miss it. 2 more great games of preseason high school baseball.
Alright, so Pringle is going to head back ways. Yeah, our public address announcer did a great impersonation of that train whistle. There it is. You hear it right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great press box we have here, I'll tell you that.
We're having more fun than allowed by law.
Yep, as a ball 1 is going to cross by to P.J. Karst, a right-handed swinger, and you'll follow up with a strike 1. 2 outs here at the top of the 6th. And Raiders up 6-3. At first, it looked like Cape Coral had this ball game. They started things out 3-0 at the top of the 3rd, scoring all 3 runs. But then eventually the Raiders came along, and they've been working great out there. They learned how to put some pressure on the starter, Reed Harris, who was eventually pulled out of the game, and that's where Tyler Mitchell stands in as the pitcher for Cape Coral. But right now, the pitcher for the Raiders is Hunter Tinsley, and for P.J. Karst, he has a 3-1 count. The next one is a strike in the full count for Tinsley. It's very interesting to see Tinsley, very active out there. Remember last year, he was just a pinch hitter and courtesy runner. This is a bouncer down 3rd, throw to first from Prill, and that bounces off the glove of, I believe, Coleman Ross, who is now on first base. A little bit of a shift there. It looks like, from what I know, Joel Velez is no longer out there. Or, yes, he is, down in left field. So a little bit of an infield switch here by the Raiders, as Coleman Ross is now on first, Velez out at left field. They have another number 32. That is the 2nd instance tonight for Cape Coral where players have had the same number. First it was 2 players wearing number 8, now 2 players wearing number 32. Not sure how that works out, but this number 32 right now is going to take a strike at the knees. One on first. And 2 out. Throwing home. Chopped and missed.
After clearing up the confusion, the batter's number 32, Kenny Barbas.
Kenny Barbas is going to be your batter right now for Cape Coral.
We think. We're not sure. There's like 14 32s on here. There's 2 number 32s.
Well, I haven't seen any...
There's 3 number 32s.
Oh, gosh. Well, I haven't
3
seen...
number 32s. There's 2 number 22s.
Wow, 2 number 22s, 3 number 32s. And you have 2 number 8s, and we could have just said that batter's name wrong, but as far as we know, it's Kenny Barbas. And that's
Or it might be
gonna be south for a ball.
We're not sure who's there. Someone is up to bat for Cape Coral.
Yep, number 32. We'll just address them by that. A little bit of number confusion tonight.
32.
Number 32.
32. 32, 23, 24. Hut.
1-2 from Tinsley. Bouncer to short. Going over the second, and there it is. Raiders retire the sides. Home half of the 6 we go. 6-3 Raiders is your score.
Stand your Raiders 6 for your Raiders number 15, Daniel Kaler.
Daniel Kaler is going to bat as we begin our home half of the 6 Raiders over the Seahawks 6-3. New pitcher on the mound for Cape Coral as Kaler is offering the bunt here. Squares the first one foul down the left side. New pitcher on the mound for Cape Coral, it's Angel Mena. Mena earlier in the game started at the third base position. We found out a little bit of an explanation here for the multiple numbers. I just found out about it, but more about that after this 0-1 pitch in just moments. And now you're going to have the timeout being called by your batter, Daniel Kaler. Anyways, what happened is since this is a preseason classic ball game, a lot of JV kids have been called up to the varsity games once again since it's preseason. So you have, for example, a JV number 32 and a varsity number 32, so that leads to some confusion, but Daniel Kaler is going to knock this out the left field for a hit.
No confusion there.
No confusion there. That was definitely a single.
Your next Raider batter, number 1, Tyler Yeager.
A lot of energy, and I heard an echo as Yeager's on his way up, and now another meeting for Angel Mena on the mound with the catcher Matt McDade. Daniel Kaler on first now. Once again, 7-inning high school baseball games. That's how it goes. 7 innings. So we'll have these 3 outs. We'll head to the 7th inning, and if the Raiders can keep the lead there, then they have this ball game. But keep in mind, it is preseason anyhow, so nothing is counting in the record books. But great way to get the guys ready. This bunt right down the middle. Beautiful bunt by Yeager. Is he saved? No, he's out. Oh, the throw beat him by just about a step. Maybe not even that. But nice bunt up the middle by Tyler Yeager, which extends Daniel Kaler over the second base into scoring territory.
Now batting for your Raiders, number 9, Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy is coming up to the plate, so a little bit of an explanation there once again. You have JV and varsity players on one team for preseason, and it results in players with the same number. I experienced that back when I called a preseason Raider football game. Out the left field, that's deep, and it's going way foul, but that reached all the way to the wall. Very impressive hit there, you have to admit, from Matt Hardy. And by the time he stopped his run, he was already at second base where Kaler was standing, so he'll just move right down the middle, back to the batter's box after a nice little bit of a jog. Starts him off at 0-1.
It's okay. Here we go. It's going to be fun now.
Home half of the 6, Raiders up by 3 points. We are possibly 5 outs away from the end of this game. Game 1 of 2 on the preseason schedule. First one on the way. Look at Kaler bolt over the third. Throw is not going to be in time, and Kaler is on bag number 3, showing very impressive speed. Very quick on his feet. Speed kills, I'll tell you that.
Especially in the baseball. And the chicos play baseball is very, very good to me.
This is high, straight up to the backstop now towards the catcher, and now the safety net's going to save the day again. Yeah, now you have 2 foul balls high up trapped on the top of the safety netting. It's a little difficult to explain, but yeah, there's a top flat area on the safety netting, and it has trapped 2 foul balls now, and that saved the Raiders from an out. As Matt Hardy is going to lean back in with the 1-2 count, and the pitch on the way. Down over the shortstop, throw to first is the out, but you do have the run being supplied, and it's 7-3 Raiders. That was Daniel Kaler once again making his way home. Kaler having a very hot start to the season in this ball game, scoring multiple runs. That advances the Raiders' lead to 4. Hunter Tinsley is now up. Great insurance runs are definitely what the Raiders need at this time, because once again, we just have the top of the 7th, and then the Raiders can capture it right there if they can maintain the lead. Nothing is impossible. I once heard the Raiders in many previous seasons, they squandered an 8-point lead. And I remember that district game as well from last year, but the Raiders were the ones making the comeback. As a ball, too, is going to speed its way by Tinsley. Very interesting district ball game we had. That was back in April, and it's been about 10 months ever since they had that game, but we'll tell you more once we head into the 7th inning. Tinsley's going to ground out to the shortstop. 7th inning we go right after this. We are ready for your 7th inning of play live from Pringle Field at Riverdale High School. It's 7-3 Raiders in the lead over Cape Coral.
Number 22, it's either Justin Benning or Trey Waltz.
There we go. Nice way to put it. Number 23, either Justin Batting or Trey Waltz. That's good. No one's feeling gets hurt. It's all good. He starts off 1-1 at the plate. Hunter Tinsley hoping to close things out. This is lined out to shortstop, and a phenomenal catch is made by Tyler Yeager out in the shortstop. Leaping up in the air to snag it with his left hand for the out.
Now batting number 5, Hunter Buntringer.
Hunter Buntringer is going to be up next. Brings the first pitch out to center field in a fly ball. It's called and caught by the right fielder, I believe that was. Second baseman, excuse me, but either way, it's now 2 up, 2 down for the Raiders.
Next batter for the Seahawks, number 16, Matt McDade.
So that was Daniel Kaler able to make the grab, and that's out number 2. Swing and a miss to Matt McDade on his first pitch. Great night of preseason basketball. Nearly said basketball. Whoops, it's baseball. Of course, I just got off of a nice successful season of calling basketball for Riverdale. Now 2 strikes as it's hammered backstop. Hammered to the backstop, now 0-2. Hunter Tinsley hoping to end it all with Matt McDade. Raiders up 7-3. But nice night of baseball anyhow in preseason action. Can it end right here? Raiders dominating over Cape Coral, and they got it. Swing and a miss. And the Riverdale Raiders defeat the Cape Coral Seahawks by a 7-3 final score in 7 innings. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to tonight's Riverdale varsity baseball contest between the Raiders and the Cape Coral Seahawks. Very nice game, very fun. Raiders come back from a 3-0 deficit to clinch the win 7-3. What a game it is. And we will be back in action with Riverdale Raiders baseball on Thursday night. It's going to be the Raiders taking on the Canterbury Cougars at 7 p.m. Be sure to join us on the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network if you cannot make it out. If you'd like to come out to a baseball game, tickets are $4 at Riverdale High School. But until then, this is Nick Rush saying so long from Riverdale High School. Once again,